Alright. Hello, everybody, and welcome to iCast, your freaking awesome replays. We are here with the low gas challenge, where players were only allowed to take the gas inside their main base. So 2 gases for the entire game, a total of 4,500 gas maximum you're able to mine for this whole game. Up here at the top right, in the red, looks like doing some extractor tricks to start things off. It is Fun Size, K. Just gonna call him Fun Size. Down here in the bottom left, in the blue, representing my clan, Taste the Bacon. It is EMC2. So I imagine it's EMC who probably sent this replay in. We can kind of assume and imagine that. And we'll see what he does with a limited amount of gas. I mean, Hellions don't cost gas. Marines don't cost gas. Marauders and Mines are pretty cheap on gas as well. So, I mean, you can make a ton of Marines with upgrades. You can even squeeze some medevacs in there with just 2 gases. So we'll see exactly how he chooses to play here. Terran vs. Zerg as well. Not a bad matchup for Marines, but if Space Cows come out, then you're screwed, right? If we see some Ultras with that chitinous plating, you see those Marines drop off rather quickly. I think a lot of Terrans have had that experience. You think you're winning a Terran vs. Zerg. You're pushing, you're dropping, you're all over him. You get this giant Marine tank army pushing forwards, and suddenly, like, 6 Ultras pop out with chitinous plating, and it just ruins your day. You're stutter-stepping your Marines, and the Ultralisks are just like, man, the bullets are bouncing off them like little mosquitoes. It's like throwing pebbles at a goddamn tank. It just does nothing. So we'll see if that comes into play later on in this game. For now, though, I'm curious to see where it goes. I think this would probably be about Diamond, because I think EMC is, like, pretty solidly in Masters with Protoss. I'm not sure what level the Terran's at. APM, about 80 for both sides, so not super fast. Definitely could be Diamond play. Their build orders look pretty tight so far. You know, rally points are set. Things are control grouped. Same for the Terran as well, as it's going to be a Reaper across the map early. He's going to see if he can get anything. The Reaper, of course, every Zerg's favorite unit. Literally just a psychopath with... He's actually got... Oh, he's got the cool skin with knives and stuff as well. It's like a Mad Max Reaper, man. He's got 2 jetpacks, 2 pistols, and a whole lot of psychopathic tendencies. Unfortunately, there's no drones there on that natural for him to go after just yet, so he's going to go up into the main, but Zerglings are about to pop. He's got to be careful. Okay, he's going after the drones. The Zerglings a little too slow to react. There, he gets one. Okay, 1 drone. A very good start here for EMC2. Can he get another one? Doesn't look like it. That's a lot of Zerglings they built. Holy shit, 10 Zerglings already? Wow, okay, Fun Size already starts out with... That is not a Fun Size. That's a super size me of early Zerglings. 10 Zerglings gonna go out. The Reaper is like, wait, what the fuck are you guys doing? The command center is finished on the other side of the map. As long as he realizes what's up, pulls his units away, he'll be good. The question is, has he even realized? I mean, the Reaper does seem to continue following. No, he's not watching at all. EMC2 has no idea this is coming right now. Oh my god, he's trying to... Yeah, he literally was paying 0 attention. Run, EMC2! This is literally a 10 slow Zergling attack at the point where Hellions are almost out. It's one of the worst attacks you could ever do in the game. He barely gets the depot up in time. And the Hellions are like, hello? Do you guys want to play? Unfortunately, Mr. Marine is going to go down. If he loses the Reaper, that'll be embarrassing. Don't want to be losing a Reaper to slow Lings, and every single Ling should be going down here, dude. Oh my god. What a terrible attack idea. They do leave one alone. They say, hey, you scrawny fucker. Go and tell everybody else what happened here to this attack. And he's going to run home quivering and report back. He said, actually, nah, fuck it. We will burn your face off. Oh, actually, there's a 3rd hatchery. Let's go for that. A triple Evo wall-off to stop the aliens. Fun Size. What? How paranoid can you be? There's not even any workers on the natural. And he's making a roach warren in a Bane nest. Oh my god, EMC2. How bad is your Terran off race? This guy is terrible. This Fun Size guy has nothing. Like, he just built 3 Evo chambers. That was like half of his work account to build the wall. He's got a 3rd hatchery he's not going to be able to use for like 5 minutes. This is straight up appallingly bad Zerg play. Like, I don't know what Fun Size is doing right now, but... I don't think you need gas to beat this guy. I mean, we're going armory, so it looks like... Okay, yeah, Mass Hellion. Double reactor factory, Mass Hellion, maybe Hellbats even. There are Roaches building, though, and there's already Queens out. So Hellbats aren't really going to achieve much. The only way it could is because the Zerg is so behind on economy still at 5 minutes. When you're meant to have 3 bases filled with workers at 5 minutes, doesn't even have his second base filled. Okay. Another bouncy bounce from the Hellions. They're thinking about fighting these queens, but there's some roaches out as well. And there we go. One Hellion falls. Another Hellion falls. EMC2. There's nothing here, mate. There's no drones. He's like, where are your workers at? No, you're actually ahead on economy right now, EMC. He's building Hellions 4 at a time right now. He's banking up a ton of gas because he's got nothing to spend it on. He's just building Hellions so far. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we do have 2 gases up. Roach speed is on the way. Tech-wise, this looks really good for Fun Size, who has 2 roaches right now who seem to be... Oh, Jesus. I mean, there's French kissing, and then there's whatever the fuck they were doing. You guys ever seen that? When 2 rather drunk and clearly very horny people are like... It's not quite just a pash. It's like they're trying to eat each other's faces. You know, when you're looking at them and then you're like, okay, there's kissing, there's tongue, and then there's like literally trying to fucking consume the other person's face with your face. And that's what those 2 roaches were doing there for a while. They finally do come over here, still attached at the hip, apparently. And oh, whoa, Hellions coming in. Transfuse does go down. EMC here just trying to take on queens and roaches, getting a bit too antsy, but Roach Queen easily defending so far. And behind this blue flames on the way and building tanks one at a time. So we're going to see like a mass Hellion mech style. Double armory upgrades are going to come in, but I mean, it's going to be almost pure Hellion. That's kind of the problem here for EMC2. So as long as the Zerg builds enough roaches, Hellbats and Hellions are only so good. I guess if you get up like 6 or 7 tanks and you just have so much Hellbat meat in front, it could do well. And oh, he's going to go for the workers. That Spinecrawler choking up his Hellions a little bit here. Can he get him? Can he get him? The roaches are taking him out. He's going to go forward. Those roaches coming in from behind. Oh, there's no wall off anymore. Nothing in the wall. Okay. Roast and toast. Who needs Blue Flame when you have this many Hellions? He could split those Hellions in both bases. He's going to go all for the main. He's already killed 16 workers, and he is nowhere near done just yet. The drones are trying to get out of there, but a big lineup of those workers. He gets a few more there as well. And it looks like 1 or 2 of these Hydras will go down as well. The Alien's going to go for a bit of a drive around. If they get past into the natural and kill more, that's actually silly. But no. Good reposition from Fun Size. And the Hellions just going to try and click on a Hydra or 2. They do take out a couple of Hydras there before going down. And overall, 29. The work is killed. So Fun Size is deep down in the dumpster right now and needs to work hard to recover that income. But you know what? There's a decent little Roach Hydra force. 6 Roaches, 1 Hydra. I don't know. There's no actual growth of the economy for EMC2, right? He's only at 2 bases of workers. He's got a 3rd CC up now, but he's not growing at that alarming rate, which might allow him to totally overwhelm, right? If he was building a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th command center, this would be game over at this point. But as it is, we've got how many tanks are? Is it just the 2? 2 tanks. 3rd tank is about to pop here. Massing an insane amount of Hellions, still floating lots of minerals despite that. And the Zerg player here is starting to recover the workers. For some reason is trying to mine gas as much as possible right now, despite having just lost all of the workers. Has put all the workers back on gas. You kind of need minerals, buddy. You kind of need a base. And he's injecting all 5 queens on 1 hatchery while the main is not being injected. Did you just see that? He just put 5 injects into that hatchery. The main hasn't been injected. There's nothing else going on. The Zerg player's economy regrowth could best be described as, I don't know, man. He's lighting dollar bills on fire right now. The natural way oversaturated, not being rallied elsewhere. The 3rd drastically undersaturated, as is the main. Is going to go for a Lurker Den, which will be great for the splash damage to clear up these Hellions, but is just not progressing the macro. Oh my god. Okay, so we're going to look at a overwhelming number of Hellions. I mean, they're so bad versus Roaches and Lurkers, though. That's the problem. I mean, building 3 more factories is cute, but look at this gas. It's so limited. I mean, the double upgrades are coming in good. It's going to be 2-1 soon. Already mined almost half the total gas, though. There's only about 1,500 gas, just over 2,000, about 2,100 gas left to be mined for EMC2 in this game. So EMC2 is going to have to get a move on with kind of mass expanding to the minerals so that he can swarm over the opponent. You see, he's building missile turrets right now. But in a low gas game, to be like building static and sitting at home, you can't really macro up. You need to keep trading and taking the fight to the opponent. Because now he's making Lurkers and Roaches, which are going to annihilate Hellions. I mean, tanks are very good in this scenario. It's just, it's one of those things. Yeah, he scans, he sees lurkers, roaches, hydras. He's got so many aliens. That's 29 blue flame aliens. They're about to have 2-1 upgrades. He's going to run forward. Can he kill the lurkers with hellions? I've never seen lurkers die to hellions before. Oh my god, he just killed 2 lurkers. That is the silliest shit I've ever seen. Oh my god, he's actually going to kill so many drones as well, just with the splash damage. He doesn't even need to target fire them. He's going for those lurkers as well. Oh my god, the lurker splash is annihilating the hellions now. And those 2 lurkers unable to go down. 3 more hydras desperately trying to stop these hellions from getting in. The hellions do get a few decent shots off, but in the end, they do finally go down. 21 hellions fall there. But he kills about another 15 workers, keeping the Zerg knocked down to 44 drones. A handful of roaches, hydras, lurkers are here. But what do we got behind this for the Terran? No real progression. Still just building tanks one at a time, staying at home. And 2,000 minerals is going to build more command centers. But building them in the main base, I think a little conservative here for mass mineral style. Man, if I was playing this, I would already have command centers building here and maybe even here. I mean, because the thing is, it's not even like... It's just like you've got nothing else you could do when you don't have gas. This is what's beautiful about this challenge. It's why I love playing it so much myself, is you just like, well, all those fancy tech swapping options just aren't really there, right? Like, you've only got so much stuff. Building armor, oh, I don't know if that's worth 150 gas right now. You just want to keep running in Hellions and try to kill drones and anything you can and just mass expand so you could just keep making army after army of Hellions, which he's doing a pretty good job of, but... Oh no, he gets his army cornered. He jumps on and kills a few hydras, but that was a lot of hellions for very little. Can't hesitate with those hellions. You got to dive right on in or pick off creep and get out. But if you show yourself clearing creep, and then wedge yourself in a ramp like that, it does end up being a one-way trip. We've got tanks all over the shop right now. Tons of missile turrets, but there's no air units for fun size. I think he's expecting a muta swap because he knows he can't afford Thors or mines, right? So I understand the turrets, but maybe just a bit too heavy on that, and no tanks covering this base. Fun size coming over. There's no lurker hive tech upgrades because the hive has just started, but does get a cancel on the 4th base of the Terran. And EMC2, you know, these Hellions aren't efficient versus roaches or lurkers. But, oh, he's walking into the tanks. You don't want to go down there, fun size. Oh my god, he actually gets 1 tank. Every tank is sacred. Another tank goes down. EMC2 a bit too slow to buffer with these Hellions. He's going to scan now. The Hellions are in a nice arc, which limits the splash damage, but it's all about that tank, dude. That tank is doing crazy damage, and Fun Size just sitting in tank range right now. More Hydras do rally in, actually. They take the siege tank out. 3 Lurkers survive. Now, there's still 1 tank and 2 Hellions on the left. Is that going to be enough? Oh, scanning. Oh my god, the Lurkers did not get in top of the siege tank, so they are hitting it, but it's still hitting them as well. Who wins this trade? Ooh, the tank barely hangs on there. And at the end of that, we've lost 79 Hellions, but all the Lurker Roach Hydra went down. No real big macro behind this. I bet that, yeah, that main is still just not mining at all on the minerals. So more Roach Hydra is building for Fun Size. If Fun Size keeps expanding, I don't think EMC2 is going to be able to keep up with it. But as it is, remember, EMC2's main, mining out. Natural, mining out. And because hasn't kept up this expansion rate, you're going to see, yeah, you're building 8 Hellions at a time right now, but then your mineral bank's going to run out. So EMC2 is actually very starved for resources whilst building a very inefficient composition. But scanning, seeing no 4th base of the Zerg, that's got to make you feel really happy. You're like, oh, he's just starting a 4th now? Okay, we're still in this. Floats out a 4th and a 5th base at the same time. Remember, he's up on 3-2 upgrades against no armor upgrades, just +2 attack for the Ravager Hydra. And is that enough? Oh, I'd love to see a Hellbat morph. We haven't really seen any Hellbats in this game. EMC2 is going to try and kill the hatchery, but that's got enough hit points, and I think he's got to get out of there. Oh, EMC2, you don't want to lose these Hellions. He's going to try to focus it down, but no, he backs out. He got it to 30 hit points and then runs away. Oh, missed opportunity. Missed opportunity, mate. EMC2 is going to keep rebuilding, though, but he's almost out of gas. This is what I'm talking about. You got to mass expand and keep the momentum up, because you're going to have to win this with Hellions. He's got 6 tanks out right now. He's making a 7th. After that, he's got enough money for, like, maybe 4 more siege tanks at most. These Hellions need to win the game, so he's got to keep that mineral income up at such a rate where he can just swamp his opponent with raw numbers. And it's good versus the Hydras, not terrible versus the Ravagers, kind of shit versus the Roaches, and pretty horrendous versus the Lurkers. So right now, Fun Size is massing Ravagers, not making more Lurkers against a guy who's massing Hellions, and I think that's a really big mistake. The Ravages, I guess, are a bit easier to do hit and run tactics on siege tanks, a bit more mobile. But it's going to be hard to go from there. Now, Funsize has finally put some workers in the main, but the natural in the third oversaturated. The fourth has got some workers transferring to it, though, which is going to be good. The Ravages coming in. One siege tank and about 30 aliens. The aliens run forward through, ignoring the corrosive bile because they just walk right past it, don't get hit. And that is a fantastic trade for EMC2 and those two tanks in the back. No tanks going down, just losing aliens for most of the Ravages, and he can hunt him down. Yeah, this Ravager Hydra is going to disappear. Remember, Ravagers have 25 less hit points than a Roach. They are actually a little more fragile and a lot more expensive. So that was a really bad trade for Funsize there, who goes in and gets absolutely punched in the balls. The Hellions going to come in, try and focus down some of these drones now. And there we go. Quite a lot of these drones are going down. Oh my god, the Hellion reinforces is like, here's another 10. That's one production cycle. Roach Hydra just getting overwhelmed by Hellions. The power of the cleansing fire here. And Funsize is just like, what the fuck, man? It's a numbers game at its core, dude. StarCraft. It's about numbers, man. You got to build more stuff. He transfers his workers from his third. His natural's still a bit oversaturated. He can still win this game, dude. Because remember what I said is that EMC2 has not been quickly expanding. So if EMC2 now swaps into like attacking multiple bases, I think it'd be really good because he just did an overwhelming the front maneuver. I think at that point it's best to split into more run-bys and go after the workers, right? You know, force them to clump up their defense and then go in for the drive-by, and he's going to go for it right now. Yes! All right, that Spy Crawler is going to go down. Oh my god, roasting and toasting. The Roach Hydra coming up from the left side, but I think by that point he'll be moving into the natural. Those queens need to move forward, and Funsize is like, fuck this shit, just gets out of there. He's like, I don't even want any of this. I still think Funsize had a chance in this game. When your opponent's just making these low tier units like this, it's like, just don't let them overwhelm and swarm you. But Funsize had enough. I mean, there was almost no map vision for Funsize all game. I don't think Funsize was ever really like control grouping the army. So fair enough, does meet the pain of the cleansing fire and says enough is enough. Let's go right into the next map. All right, game number 2 is going to be a Terran versus Protoss up here in the top left-hand side. It is the Red Terran Providence. And the opponent in the bottom right-hand side, the Protoss player, dropping a very early chrono boost for absolutely no reason. It is Wei Chan. I sometimes just do that. I just chrono at the start of the game, whether through misclick or just like not paying attention. Super inefficient, as you just get supply blocked there. This is actually a pretty well-timed gateway, though, so part of me is like, is Wei Chan doing some sort of rush? I don't even know. I'm not sure which player is playing the challenge, by the way. I'm not familiar with either of these guys, Providence or Wei Chan. APM reads similar to that last game, so probably on the lower end of Diamond, I would imagine. But we'll see exactly how it plays out. Protoss's APM is very low. That being said, for those who don't know, I mean, there are some famous players who are very good with low APM. Goody still plays recently, actually. We see more of him on the ladder, on the EU ladder. Famously plays with, I think, less than 100 APM. Only plays mech. And, yeah, just very, very slow. Elfie, the Finnish Protoss player. Of course, Goody, by the way, was the Panzer General. German boy who only played mech. But Elfie, Elfie was pretty awesome. So he was very good in Wings of Liberty. But he was playing, I don't know if maybe he occasionally went above 100, but I think he was more often about 80 APM as well. I think Goody might have only been like 60 APM sometimes. They're both incredibly slow players, but good build orders, good understanding of the tactics of the game. Just zero care for the mechanics. And I mean, the fact that they could play as high level as they could was kind of insane. Would it hold up nowadays? No, not at all, but always cool to see. I think Daishi was my favorite as a player who rarely went above 150 APM, yet was incredibly good as a Terran. And was always really critical of other Terrans, saying, look, dude, these guys, yes, a lot of them are faster and better than me, but a lot of them also do stupid shit. Like, on the regular, they're clicking way too much without thinking about what they're doing. That's a very early bunker. Well played by Providence here, just playing a super safe bunker here against the early Zealot pressure. That SAV's getting the top off, though. Run, Drilly boy, run! Ring around the bunker pocket. Oh my god! Is he trying to make it as scary as possible? This micro from Providence. Okay. Oh, get back here, you dickhead. Fucking little shit, get here. And the SCV does win that one. That was kind of, I don't know, I got almost Home Alone vibes from that. The Zealot intruder in the house does end up going down. Behind this, it looks like, so Wei Chan's got a Nexus up and is proxying a gate and building another gate at home. So I think we're seeing the pleb version of the parting proxy gate build, guys. So parting would be warping in about 12 seconds. We'll be warping in maybe in a minute, which is not, if I'm 50 seconds late, parting's a beast. So don't get me wrong. That's it's not too bad. This is not a 2-on-1. This is not a 3-rax. This is a 4-rax opening. What the hell? Providence here bringing out a very special build order. Oh, the Stalker runs past. The Marines are like, are you serious? You know 3 Marines beat a Stalker, right, dickhead? He does get an SCV, but he's going to pay the iron price. He gets a second SCV, so actually Wei Chan, I mean, at least he trades out, gets some economic damage, but I think he's just going to go for a big gateway timing, so I don't think killing a few SCVs is really that important. I think you want to lower the Marine count, lower the damage output. With 4 Marines building at a time and combat shields, that's just going to be super powerful for Providence. And I assume it's Providence who sent this in, because only using 1 gas, getting set up on the Marines, and then we'll take the second gas later on. Wei Chan, of course, is only on 2 gases, so far, both of them are playing the challenge, whether they realize it or not. But we'll see how this goes as the game progresses. Adepts are warping in here. But there's so many Marines. I mean, I think Wei Chan is in an aggressive mindset in a situation where it's actually Providence with a much better force. As 9 combat shield Marines move out. That's actually... Okay, that's... Wait, sentries? Okay, this is about to get really weird. I think the Protoss can win this fight, even with combat shields being done. Sentries don't add a lot, though, and you really don't want to lose those sentries. I feel like the Marines are more replaceable than the sentries and the Stalkers are at this point. But a good choice by Providence to pull back. I mean, you're building 5 barracks, combat shield Marine with stim on the way. Just pull back, wait for more Marines. You're going to grow in power because these units aren't getting any better. As stim kicks in, as shields kicks in, you're going to be in a good spot. And Providence even builds a 3rd CC on location. That economic growth that I was talking about, that I wanted to see so much, is going to be awesome. Forges will help, but you got to remember that they're still not going to have charge or blink or anything that really enables Protoss units to become legitimately good. So Wei Chan is hanging around with a very low tier army for way too long, and honestly is going to get massively dicked by that, I believe. The Marines focusing these units down so quickly. Guardian Shield's super good there. Oh, he does focus down the Guardian Shield, though. Providence with some hardcore pro gamer micro there, and he's pushing this back. And both sides trading out. I actually think if Providence waits for stim, he's just going to crush it harder than he ever possibly could. Oh, Wei Chan's going to use the hedge here a little bit, but the Guardian Shield goes down. Oh, those Marines, though. Actually, that fight turns really bad for Providence. Providence needs to just pull back and regroup right now. I mean, as he gets his upgrades, his army's going to scale way better than Wei Chan. Wei Chan isn't even making upgrades behind this. Wei Chan's just like, oh, YOLO! And Providence, get back in the bunker, buddy! Get back in the bunker! Oh my god! Okay, he pulls back, and these Marines could sandwich him. So if Wei Chan overcommits, this is going to get really awkward. Wei Chan's going to go with the Adepts, because Wei Chan is clearly one of these Protoss players who's all YOLO, right? Like, yeah, 2 Adepts, get in there, man. But now the Stalker's walking to the Marines. He's in trouble. He's actually killing quite a few SCVs in the main, though. It takes 3 shots, but he's getting so much time alone in that main base. The Marines finally split in. The Stalkers are just running past into the natural. Remember that the Terran is going mass barracks here against nothing in the follow-up for the Protoss. The Protoss is picking off SCVs. He gets them in the main. He gets them in the natural. Some cute run-bys from Wei Chan. He is doing economic damage, which is keeping him in this game, but he's losing every single Stalker, and I don't know if there's a next step behind that. The Stalkers are getting annihilated. What's he warped in? More Adepts and Stalkers with no upgrades. He starts 1-1 finally. A Twilight has been queued up from this probe, which is building other buildings. He's got cannon battery. The problem is he's 2 base versus 3 base. The Terran's economy all off 1 gas. He isn't even just going main base gas. He's only got 1 worker mining gas. He's like full mineral focus. And he's not even using stim packs. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to preserve their hit points and just A-move mass Marines. So many barracks. 10 barracks building Marines right now. And honestly, Wei Chan, I mean, I like this. Okay, this is cute. Because he can't secure a 3rd, he takes a hidden base in the bottom. That's really smart from Wei Chan. Providence is going to go in. I mean, if he... Oh, battery overcharge is going to be huge versus this. You do not want to commit into that, Providence. Run away, run away. Don't go in there, Providence. Providence, no. No, run away. Loses about 5 Marines there for very little. Now, these Marines on the rally are doing... Oh, they're actually taking damage. Those Stalkers do get caught on the right side. The Stalkers there will go down, but I think overall a pretty good fight for Wei Chan, who's going to actually take out most of these Marines. 1-1 is still not finished for the Protoss. Remember, Terran is not making upgrades. Pure mass unupgraded Marine, just stim and shields with command center on the way. So he's got like the utility upgrades, the great ability upgrades. Doesn't have 1-1 or anything like that. No engineering base even on the way. The stim though, oh my god, it's so big right now. Wei Chan, the units are just so much worse for Wei Chan. And when facing mass Marine, I mean, I think there's something very obvious you do, right? You make Storm or Colossus. But Wei Chan is continuing to make Stalkers, which is not the best unit unless you've got Blink and unlimited room to micro and pro gamer APM. Yeah. Does have the hidden base, though. There is one genius thing going for Wei Chan, who's escalating this gateway count awesomely. Starts charge. I mean, charge can do it if you get enough upgrades and everything. Has 1-1, +2 attack starts. Doesn't have the gas for the armor just yet. Has taken the gases on the natural, but hasn't put on there. The cannons and the batteries are honestly the lifeline of Wei Chan right now. Don't go in there, Providence. Don't go in there. Okay, so Providence... No, not into overcharge. Oh my god, he's going to have to click on the battery. Click the battery. Click the battery. He clicks the battery, Providence. No, but then he changes targets. You got to click the battery. What are you doing, Providence? You can't stand in battery overcharge and not click on it. Oh my god. You know, I think Providence actually has the numbers. He could have just clicked on it and probably won, but he doesn't. Now the battery overcharge is gone. There's only one cannon left. It's slow Zealots, but remember, there's 1-1 upgrades versus 0-0. +2 armor is on the way now. Wei Chan desperately trying to warp in more units, trying to hang on. Providence is like, yeah, man, I got 5 bases of Marines. Let's go! Still, no fault. It's just mass Marine, and I think Providence is like, it's fine because I'm 5 base versus 2. Providence doesn't know about the hidden third, and these units are just trickling in. This is the worst attack of all time. It's gone for over a minute now, and he's still hanging around. I mean, I don't mind that part, killing some Zealots, but stop chasing into cannon battery. He's just dancing in and out of the edge of the cannons and the batteries, and these fights, they were so good for Providence earlier in this game. I'm telling you, keep an eye on it. The gap is closing, and it's going to get worse and worse. Providence behind this has gone 8 more barracks. There's a 5th command center up. Only 49 SCVs, but no engineering base. And guys, 2-2's going to kick in. Charge has already kicked in. If you end up with 2-2 Zealots, and then like you even had a Guardian Shield on that or something, these units are going to start to scale very well. Providence starts to engineering base now, realizing the upgrades are there. Has a Marine spotter on each third, and is like, well, I got this game in the bag. Dude, is Wei Chan going to turn this around? I mean, Providence is the one playing the challenge, clearly, with only, like, almost no gas mining. But, DT Shrine's on the way as well. That could be a problem. Does Providence actually keep making orbitals? I don't know. The Marines clean up the Zealots pretty quick, but... Oh, battery overcharge. Once again, you can't just keep giving the Protoss fights where battery overcharge is able to get all that value, man. He's still out of the units lost, though, so... 5 base versus 2 and a hidden base. Does it matter? Do these awkward fights matter? I don't know. The battery overcharge has got so much value, but it's out. It's on cooldown right now. Tail end of that fight looked pretty bad there, but still, slight lead in the units lost. These Marines are cheap. They're a dime a dozen, but 3-3's about to start. Oh no, 2-2's kicking in. 2-2 versus 0-0. There is a 4 upgrade advantage. 4 for the Protoss player. +3 attack starts. +3 armor still hasn't started. Is on 4 gas mining though, and has a DT shrine. I mean, there's 17 Marines building at a time. There are more SCVs building. There is an orbital there, an orbital there. So he's got like 5 orbitals and like, is it 16 barracks? 18 barracks. Oh my god. 4 upgrade advantage. These Zealots take so long to die, and there's actually a lot of Stalkers there, but Stalkers just don't have much damage. They just don't attack that fast. The Stalkers are going to try and pull out. Remember, there's no healing for this bio. 1-1 still hasn't started. Providence has completely forgotten about upgrades in this scenario. +3 armor, DTs, neither of those starting. Protoss player Wei Chan is forgetting that. Wei Chan has 8 gateways, is trying to make more gateways right now down here. Oh no! And SCV's gonna scout it, guys! Providence is like, I need to keep expanding. Goes to build a command center. Let's go to Providence's camera as he realizes we're on Providence's camera right now. And he's like, wait a second. What is that down there? The army comes out to try and distract him, but look at how many Marines there are. 78 Marines. And it doesn't matter how far behind they are in upgrades. If they've just got like 5 Marines for every Protoss unit, does it matter? Oh, look at that. A Zealot run by goes in, though. So Wei Chan trying to get some run bys, trying to use a DT to defend. Oh, what a cannon and a battery coming up as well. Oh, a scan does come down. And oh, he warps in mass DT into the scan. Oh, no. Stalkers intercept the rally on the right, though. They're starting to smash the rally. Battery overcharge goes down. Not enough against that many Marines. That command center and every SCV on it die. Remember, there's no planetaries. And those Zealots, as long as they keep A-moving the minerals, Providence is actually taking big damage. Providence needs to go back and defend. But I think Providence keeps getting distracted. There's a lot of fights going on at once. Another mineral line going down. Providence has not run any of these SCVs out of here. Finally, we see some Marines responding, but he keeps getting distracted by the rally. And you know what? Those Stalkers come down, clear up the Marines that he responded with. Another base of workers is about to go down. And it's going to be 3-2 upgrades. He already lost one orbital. If he loses another, he's in big trouble. The Marines are getting down here. And okay, those Marines are going to clean this up. 0-0 upgrade versus 2-2. Soon to be 3-2. A scan goes down in case there's any DTs here. DTs are actually tearing up his rally from behind. Those DTs have 9 Marine kills between them. They do dodge the scan, though, for now. Just look at these Stalkers. They're so tanky. Way tankier than they have any right to be. And they are, of course, one-hitting these units. A nice scan goes down. Even the DTs are quite tanky. But they go down as well. Just not good enough micro. And Wei Chan's economy. Look at Wei Chan's economy. It's just, it's not that big. He's running out of minerals. That being said, why is the mineral mining so low? Providence has 26 workers on 4 mineral patches in the natural. Oh no, there's none up there, none up there. And it's just been dropping all the mules as scans. Instead, Zealots are coming by. Dude, is Providence gonna, like, lose this game from 5 base versus 2? No! Wei Chan's fighting back with the Zealot run-bys. Every Terror player's nemesis. And 26 workers there. Nemesis. I said, like, nemesis? Almost? Like it was plural. Marines come down and start to fight the Zealots. The Zealots, dude, they end up pulling back. Good micro. And if he keeps hitting with just single DTs in these bases, that would be huge. But I'm not sure if Wei Chan has the capability to do that. He's going to go Templar Archives. He's finally realizing 14 minutes into fighting only Marines with no upgrades. Is like, maybe I should add splash damage. Can you imagine if there was 1-3-2 Colossus out in any of these fights? It would kill so many Marines. They wouldn't even be able to kill it, dude. The Zealots are struggling. Cannons and batteries are going to fall. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Oh, lots of minerals going down. Wei Chan can't be affording that stuff. The Marines are going to run in and kill all the probes transferring over, as well as the ones trying to retreat. And he's still got 26 workers there. He drops a scan. Where did he scan? The other base. And he goes, oh, you still don't have an expo. Sweet. Funnily enough, Providence has not checked that top right base. I guess the player's been doing lots of hidden expands. Archons, DT, Zealots all warping in right now. That High Templar using its little auto attack. But the Archon splash. Oh my god. +3 Archons doing 47 damage a shot. Run. Get out of there, Marines. Get out. Providence still has not made 1-1 upgrades. Is just making Marines and SCVs right now. And this is pure silliness. This is 17 Marines at a time. The Archons do not get those armor upgrades. Remember, they've only got 10 hit points. They need shields, so they are not very tanky. They need Zealots in front of them. They need Guardian shields. And with no Storm on the way, just Archons, Wei Chan, I think, are not building the right unit. So we have seen pure numbers overwhelm there. The power of Mass Marine, even when it fights into shield batteries. The power of macro, behold. And this, by the way, shout out to Providence, guys, didn't ever take the second gas geyser. This was all off one gas geyser and still had 1,000 gas in the bank, even though it was only mining with one worker for many minutes. Providence took low gas to a new level. Well played, mate. Straight to the next game. All right, and into the final game of this week's ICYFAR. It is, of course, still that low gas challenge, guys. Only gases in the main base allowed. In the top left, it's Shadow Dragon. Going to go for that low ground pylon here. Makes sense because it's a Protoss versus Zerg up against, in the bottom right, in the blue, Pipelon. Not a pylon, a Pipelon. I like it. Pipelon's going to be going down with a drone. What is this drone doing? Looking for proxies by the looks of it. Maybe a bit paranoid about cannon rushes, but it's about 30 seconds too early to be looking for any of those. Maybe it's been proxy gated recently. I guess if they sent a first probe across the map, that could be it. Where is this drone going? Just checking everywhere? Wow, someone's been proxy gated recently and is super traumatized. Look at this path. Look at this path. Is trying to scour like the entire map with a giant zigzag. Is going to go spawning pool first as well. I think we're looking at a Zerg player who's honestly like in a dark place in this matchup. We're looking at someone who got cannon rushed or proxy gated a few games in a row and is really upset about it. Be kind of cool if he just stops and takes this base and uses the rich gas, actually. Meanwhile, Gateway is on the way on the low ground. Hasn't quite put on gas just yet for Shadow Dragon, but just hanging out with that probe. Comes in, sees the pool first. Pipeline comes down and does get that hatchery down, so no block available. But it's a pool first. You don't really care about that. It's a Protoss player. Shadow Dragon's follow-up can best be described as nothing. What are we doing, Shadow Dragon? Okay, does decide to look at home and say, maybe I should spend my 700 minerals. Puts workers on gas, sends a probe to the natural to build an Nexus. But I think was a bit freaked out by the lack of an expand. And then was like, wait, is that an early pool? Is it not? Was kind of caught overthinking it. And is now finally getting the Nexus and the Cybercore up, both about 30 seconds late. Does get the pylon and the second gas down, though. So he's going to get back in the normal path, the normal rhythm of things. Has a Zealot out for safety. Zerg player is going to be going Queen. Doesn't seem like a super fast link speed or anything like that. And this drone, by the way, still just scouting around the map. And he's going to even send it in to check what's going on, even though the Overlords arrived here anyway. So the drone scout coming in saying, Overlord, you're not even worth anything. You're made redundant, mate. I'm going to come in 10 seconds before you, and I checked the whole map for proxies. Only had to sacrifice a couple hundred minerals to do it. Sees a gateway in the main and no finished wall off, which is probably one of the most confusing things I've ever seen in my life. Another Zealot queues up. What is Shadow Dragon doing? Is this going to be some sort of jank-ass charge all in? That's already what I'd be thinking, man. I'm like, what are you doing, buddy? Pipeline, droning on up. I guess maybe it's Shadow Dragon who submitted, right? And he's like, well, I can't have much gas. I need to make only Zealots. I mean, you still got 2 gas geysers, though. So what are you going to use those 2 gases for if you're not making anything? Right? Like, you can still do a lot of things with 2 gases. It's just, as the game goes on, it scales down pretty quickly. Twilight and a Robo go down in the face of the drone. The drone's like, hello, yes, I do see your tech. I'm going to go hide in the corner of your base now. And just kind of hides off over there. Of course, the Overlord hanging out on his pervert pillar as well. Seeing everything that's going on. And Pipeline hasn't pulled off gas this game, so he's going to have lots of gas, which is going to help a lot. If your opponent's going to go for charge lots, you could build plenty of roaches or banelings with that. And as that third hatchery up at a good time, lots of drones. Very early roach warren. So Pipeline wants to play really safe, and he's going to go straight 3 gas as well. So super duper safe opening for our Zerg player. The Protoss player, the question I have is how all in is this? I mean, he's pulling off gas now. He's realizing, wait, why did I mine all this gas for this game? I've spent nothing on units. All I've made is Warp Gate, which is 50. These 2, which is 200. And now maybe 100 more for that. So like maximum only needed to mine like 350 gas this game for this opening, right? Charger to Prism do start up. I wonder if Shadow Dragon's going to have so many minerals. Could probably mass expand from here. Stopped at 32 probes, though. Okay, so it's basically... Okay, it's going to be like a Marjorie. We're going to see a 5 minute 30 maybe charge lot timing attack. Only 5 gateways so far, though, so Shadow Dragon really needs to chrono boost charge, but also get a few more gateways going. With a 2 base like this, you need at least 7 gateways. Usually 8 or even 9 some players prefer. He's going to build an Immortal after the Prism. Interesting. So Shadow Dragon wants to use that gas to get at least 1 Immortal out with this. We'll add some anti-roach power, which will be good. Pipeline playing very safe, already starting a few roaches here. And he's building a few more drones as well. Probably rallying those, yeah, straight on that gas. So 2 mineral lines, 3 gases. I mean, if you make a lot of roaches off that, you are very safe. But you can see that Pipeline is actually making more drones right now and doesn't have many Overlords free. So, oh, no, please make more roaches and Overlords. Overlords, okay, sees the units moving out. Sees a lot of Zealots coming. Pipeline, run. More Overlords, more roaches. Pipeline's trying to pull all the units to the front. He should be running away. You do not want it. When you see a bear running around in your front yard, you lock the door, run away, give this hatch up. No, Pipeline's supply blocked. So at least as he trades out, he'll be able to get more units. And charge isn't done yet. So Pipeline's going to try and micro against this a little bit, but the Prism's in the main. Oh, if that Queen kills the Prism, it'll be huge. But, oh, charge is now kicked in. The Queens are starting to fall. The Roach is starting to fall as well. The Queen in the main, she's being targeted, though. She's being targeted. She takes the Prism out. An absolute badass. And I think that might be enough. I think that's going to be a hold. Because, yeah, the Immortals did not come with this. This was just Zealots to start things off. The Immortals are still at home. Oh my god! Run the drones away! Shadow! Shadow Dragon's doing huge damage. Pipeline, though, does get the Roaches up here. Drops one transfuse. These Roaches struggling to get together. Once you got a big ball of Roaches, it's much easier to defend charge lots. But in small numbers, you see the Zealots do very well. As long as they're able to get that surface area. Pipeline's micro can best be described as sloppy. More Zealots just running across the map. The Immortals are just chilling home. Where's the Prism? Is queuing up 2 Immortals at a time. So Shadow Dragon's just moving Zealots, but like not bringing the Immortals. And I don't know if this is on purpose or because Shadow Dragon's just forgotten about them. Because Shadow Dragon's like chronoing Immortals. So I don't know if this is meant to be like light harassment into the real attack that comes later. But imagine if there was an Immortal with that first push. I kind of think Shadow probably could have just won the game. As it is, Shadow did kill 9 workers, but Pipeline has done a really good job of rebuilding them. Roaches are still trading out rather poorly here. You can see slightly better trading for the Protoss player. But the economy is way better for Pipeline. As long as Pipeline can transfer some workers down to the 3rd and so on, should be good. Here comes the next attack. Zealots, Immortals, and Stalkers. More Roaches are on the way. 6 are out. 6 more on the way. Spine's trying to build. I mean, anything you can do to hang on here would be big. But Pipeline is still supply blocked. We talked about it earlier. So much money in the bank. You've got to spend it. I mean, build another 10 Spine Crawlers. Anything you could do to survive right now. If Pipeline had Ravager Ling, that would be ideal. Because even though there are Zealots and Zealots are scary, there's only been 5 or 6 coming at a time. I think that Shadow Dragon actually like forgot to control group the gates or something because it's only really been 5 Zealots at a time, right? I don't know. The Immortals coming in with the Stalkers. That hatchery goes down. Those Immortals are going to do way too much damage. But hey, the Broodlings just set off the barriers. The Broodlings just set off the barriers on every single one. The Roaches need to fight here. They've just got to fight. The Immortals' barriers are gone. The Roaches are going to try and focus them down. The Spines are finishing up. 1 Immortal falls. I actually think these drones are really good buffer units as well. He's got to fight with the Spines, but he's going to give it up. Pipeline backs away. He's getting a bit afraid. He's unsure. He's unconfident. The Roaches are going to go forward. As long as he targets that Immortal and finishes it, yes, the Spines finish. Shadow Dragon with no Prism to save these units. I mean, Shadow Dragon has started off some of these fights great, but those Immortals with no Prism to reinforce them. Where's the Warp Prism? Keeps building Immortals. Shadow Dragon, you madman. I think Shadow Dragon's going to gas out because Pipeline, and I mean gas out not in terms of gas, but in terms of just not having enough money because that Immortal gets focused as well. Pipeline takes it out. Pipeline's got so much money in the bank. It looks like a very even game, but if Pipeline ever stabilizes, like it's just like there's so much money left in the bank ready to spend. And that's going to allow him to invest in so many different things. Right now, though, no injects going down, no queens. 3rd hatch has only just been told to rebuild. A 4th hatch has as well, though, which is a very good way of spending that money. As that Zealot goes down, let's look at the flexibility of Shadow Dragon, who's clearly the one playing the challenge. Just put back on gas and is still just building Immortals and Zealots, but has had so many minerals. Imagine if Shadow Dragon just queued up a 3rd and a 4th base. Shadow Dragon could be playing a mass Zealot macro game while doing all these attacks, right? There's been enough money to just queue up a Nexus, rally some probes over. The main starting to mine out, the natural will soon as well. You see those mineral patches getting low. A probe moves out, and still no Warp Prism, no forward pylon, no Warp Prism. I mean, this is always the thing which I'm so surprised by. They added like 7 seconds on warp in time in Legacy of the Void unless you've got a gateway or a nexus next to it. And yet Protoss players are like, well, I guess I could never use the forward pylon again. And I'm like, why not? It's still way better than warping at home and walking them across the map. But players just never doing it. Roach is coming forward. This is a way better army for Protoss than Zerg. The Zerg here with no Roach speed gets a pylon and a nexus killed. No cancels. Oh no, another pylon kill. I mean, you've got to at least kill these Roaches now, but only a few Zealots going in at a time. Shadow Dragon, fucking just attack move it. You've got a way better army. And Pipeline is like, hey, I'm winning this game. Pipeline, you have no business being on this side of the map. You have no Roach speed. You can't retreat. Why are you here, Pipeline? Pipeline is attacking into the worst possible scenario because his opponent looked scared. He thinks he can take the fight. Run! Run! Pipeline has just fucking gotten so lucky with the first stage of that attack to do any damage, then realizes, wait, maybe my army's worse. Get out of there! Go home and make Roach speed, mate! Oh my god, Pipeline not recovering economically here. It's trying to go Hydrogen and drones now, but still is not injecting or rebuilding queens. It's all the fundamental stuff. Okay, now the queens rebuild. Finally! Finally, the fundamental stuff goes in. And isn't that just the way? I mean, I remember when, you know, my first year or so in StarCraft, this was so common for me. Where it's like, opponent attacks you, you barely hold. All you need to do to get ahead is like, just macro, rebuild. Just get all your basics going. Injects, you know, build pylons, build gateways, upgrades. But what is your first instinct until you've had all that veteran experience? Is, now I won, I defended, I should go attack him. And you got like thousands of minerals in the bank not being spent. So every second you're not looking at your macro is like hurting you so badly. Be like, let's maybe attack with 3 roaches or something. Like you just start making shit up. Oh my god, it's always nice to remind myself. I mean, it really brings me back to 2010, 2011 when I see these ICYFARs. It's always a classic one, and this does give Shadow Dragon a bit of a chance to get back in this game. Good drone pull this time around. Don't want to lose that prism, mate. You do not want to lose that war prism. Oh my god. It goes down. Oh, this would have been such a nice drop if he just killed a few drones and then left, but another prism goes down. And remember, it's the prism not being there to warp in with the army, which has cost Shadow Dragon potential wins earlier in this game. And he's just building zealots right now. He's still only on 40 probes. I mean, I like the mass mineral focus, but he's going plasma shields right now. That's one of the most expensive upgrades. I mean, it helps buildings, but armor's way better on zealots. Zealots are actually double hit points to shields. So if you guys are playing a mass zealot style, way more important to get armor than shields. And in general, armor's way cheaper as well. So it's just a win-win. But if Shadow Dragon takes a 4th, 5th base, I mean, that's one of the things which I think players don't really realize because they're so used to just taking minerals and gas at the same time without thinking about it. If you take a 4th and a 5th, it's like, and a 6th, you know, like, I think we saw it perfectly in game 2. Like, that is like, okay, he didn't add upgrades and he took some bad fights, but the macro side of the low gas, talk about just like insane economic growth and progression. Like, that was huge. Shadow Dragon's not doing bad, though. Is adding probes, is adding a 4th. We've got Immortals. The Stalkers I'm not a big fan of. I think for their gas cost, it's a waste. Because remember, these gases are going to run out. 1,800 gas left to mine is basically it. Now, here comes an attack, but Pipeline with just a handful of Roaches, Ravagers, and Hydras. Roach speed's kicked in. 1-1 is not quite done. Oh, no. Morphing Lurkers on the other side of the map. Well, oh, this is always so dangerous. Morphing Broodlords, Morphing Lurkers on the other side of the map is such a dangerous move, and he gets punished in a big way. He should have cancelled and tried to get out of here. He does get 1 Lurker burrowed, and there's no detection, though. That 1 Lurker is going to be a problem. Shadow Dragon, yeah, no detection. Has to pull out of that. It's going to need to make an observer. Now, Shadow Dragon's going to go around the south, but remember, no warp prism. There's no way to reinforce this army. There's no forward pylon, so Shadow Dragon's going to have a really hard time, whereas that 1 upgrades have kicked in. The second Hydra upgrade's about to kick in. Roach speed has already kicked in. Yeah, there's not a lot of lurkers, but Roach Hydra is going to crush this army, so Shadow Dragon's got to get out of here. He cannot stay here. Shadow Dragon continues to attack. No, why are we attacking right now? You've got no reinforce. All your gas. This is everything you've spent all game building up. It's the most important games. And Shadow Dragon goes with a queued up attack move. Oh no. 5 Immortals go down. All the Stalkers with no Zealot support. Okay, Zealot's going to come in from the other side. He's going to try to make the most of this distraction, but already the Zerg's back. He might get that 4th hatch. Oh, Pipeline! Attack move, Pipeline! His units are on move command. They're not fighting. Half of them weren't fighting. He loses a bunch of Hydras for no good reason there. The Prism's going to rotate into the back of the base. Shadow Dragon's trying to, like, hit him in multiple places. He gets 1 hatchery snipe, knocks him back to 3 base. Zealot's warp in there. What? The fuck? What? What the hell? Pipeline had this game in the bag. Pipeline was so far ahead in this game. I mean, Pipeline has an awesome army with upgrades, has lurkers, has roaches and hydras. Yes, the Protoss is getting a 4th up, but it's just zealots. He doesn't even know about that. Pipeline's just like, ah, screw this. He's warping a zealot in there. I'm just going to leave. Look at this prism. It's so unfair. You're winning! You have this game in the bag. You have a way better army. The Protoss has nothing behind these zealots. He has 2 observers and a few cannons. He can't build anything. You get this core of army that can clean this up, go across the map and win the game, or you can macro back up. And Pipeline throws in the towel because Zealot warp-ins tilted it. Who knows? A cat jumped on the keyboard. His mum came in. He was meant to be doing homework. And he had to quickly like Alt F4. I don't know, but that was absolutely ridiculous. Guys, thank you very much. Everybody who's... Actually, I've got to update this. So let me update that right now. and we will edit this. That was utterly ridiculous. Guys, thank you very much for supporting here on the Patreon. A big thank you to all of our supporters, especially, of course, Maxan, Colonel SC, and Pimp City. Check out the Patreon below, and thank you for submitting all of your games to ICYFAR, Rate My StarCraft, Smurf Detective, and all the rest. We'll see you guys in the next show. Goodbye and good night.